guys, how you doing? Today's video is going to be a little bit of gameplay from my server. I'm going to hop into an F-15 and we're going to get out there and try to hunt down some Russians. Ideally we're going to find one and we're going to kill him. Alright, let's go ahead and see what happens.
Alpha check from Bull's picture. Enfield 2-1, Overlord, Bullseye 292, for 160. Enfield 1-3, Overlord, Bra 273 for 130 at 9,000, flanking.
Okay, now that we're airborne, we'll go ahead and see who we can find and kill.
Enfield 1-3, Overlord, Bra 259 for 150 at 23,000, flanking.
Alright, let's go ahead and get a bogey dope. See if AWACS can see anything for us to chase down.
Overlord, Enfield 1-3, request bogey dope. Enfield 1-3, Overlord, Bra 270 for 120 at 9,000, flanking. Overlord, Enfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Enfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 297 for 140 at 10,000, hot. Enfield 1-3, Overlord, Bra 273 for 180 at 40,000, cold. Request bogey dope. Colt 2-1, Magic Bra 066 470 at 20,000, hot. Enfield 1-3, Overlord, Bra 248 for 150 at 20,000, flanking.
So we'll go ahead and change bearing to about 248, continue to climb We're at 36,000. We want to get up to above 40 to get out of contrails.
Enfield 1-3, Magic, Bra, 263, 4100, at 10,000, flanking.
Okay, that's good. 258 for 70 at 12,000, hot. So I'm going to change my PRF to high.
Enfield 1-3, Overlord, Bra, 243, 4140, at 9,000, flanking. Enfield 1-3, Magic, Bra, 243, 4140, at 6,000, cold. Enfield 1-3, Overlord, Bra, 258, 470, at 12,000, hot. Magic, Enfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Enfield 2-1, Magic, Bra, 277, 4150, at 8,000, cold.
And I've got him on RWR there, you can see him coming up as 29, 12 o'clock.
Enfield 1-3, Magic, pop-up group, 278, 480, at 2,000, cold.
That one's cold, so I'm going to ignore that.
Cold 2-2, clear to taxi to runway. Enfield 1-3, Enfield Magic 1, Overlord 49, 410, at 14,000, at 14,000, hot.
249 for 50 at 13,000. We're getting close to this guy. Constantly staying at 43,000, so I'm not in contrails. TCM on. Make it more difficult for him to find my altitude. But he will find my bearing very easily now. I got him locked up. We're using TWS mode, high PRF. You can see he's trying to hide in those mountains, but because we're so high up, we can see him. Those Russians are almost always trying to hide in the mountain ranges because they have data link, and the best way to counter it is to fly really high above 40,000 feet and scan into those mountain crevices and see if you can find them. If you try to get down there with them, you're in big trouble. Okay, I lost him. Probably went behind a mountain somewhere. It's gonna decrease the radar elevation until I can find him. Just play with the elevation. He'll pop back up. Watch my altitude. Almost came down into contrails there. We're good.
Overlord, in field 1-3. Request bogey dope.
We'll see if this guy's got a bogey dope for us.
Enfield 1-3. Overlord, clean.
Alright, so AWACS can't see him, so he's definitely in the mountain somewhere. There he is.
Overlord, in field 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Okay, he notched me.
Enfield 2-1. Overlord,
he's hot
clean.
on me again. 11 miles.
Magic, in field 2-1. Request bogey dope.
I lost him again.
Enfield 1-3. Overlord, Enfield 2-1. 279. 4301 at 420,020 at 27,000 flanking.
Just trying to not go into contrails here. See if I can pick him up again. He's really close. He's like right underneath me now, and I'm contrailing. Great. Okay, that's it. We're committed. Because if he looks up, he's gonna see us perfectly. So we gotta get down there and see if we can find him now. Alright, I'm gonna... like, my radar's not picking anything up right now. So I'm gonna switch the acquisition mode here and start scanning the areas that I thought he was at. See if the radar can pick something up.
Enfield 1-3. Magic, Bra, 03846 at 7,000 flanking.
Oh shit, there he is, 038 for 6. We're gonna turn bearing 038. He got behind us. 038. Okay, let's see if the radar can pick him up. Gotta bring the elevation down on the radar. There he is.
Enfield 1-3. Magic, merged.
Fox 3.
Enfield 1-3. Overlord, Bra, 34144
There he is.
at 12,000
Fox 3
flanking.
again. That's a hit. Hit again. He's down. Good kill, good kill. And that is how you find and kill a Russian.
Chevy 1-1. Minnesota, clear to taxi to runway 30. 1-2. Zikuli, clear to taxi to runway 30. Magic, in field 2-1. Request bogey dope. Enfield 2-1. Magic, in field 2-1. Request bogey dope. At 40,000 flanking.
Alright guys, so here's the TAC view. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of labels for now. So you can see some aerial combat going on out here somewhere. A couple of them are fighting. We're gonna take off from the Makeup area. That's where it was here. And we're gonna get up there and try to find a target. Now, the reason that I incorporated the entire thing instead of just the fight was because half the battle is finding your target, right? If you can't find him and he finds you before you find him, then he's gonna have an advantage. So that's why it's important to practice finding targets as much as it is how to kill them, right? Now this means listening to AWACS calls, learning to use your radar, where to scan, how to scan, all that extra stuff, right? Oh look, we got another guy over here. Dun92 is climbing F-15C. Looks like he's using the same tactics that I'm using here. And what that is I like to get above contrail altitude, which most of the time is above about 40,000 feet. That depends on temperature. Okay, so above 39 to 49 to 40,000 feet is going to get you above contrails. If you fly in against Russians with contrails, if they're lurking in the mountains or they're low altitude or whatever, and they see those contrails, you're just asking to get killed, so generally my advice in that department would be either stay below contrails or go above contrails. Alright, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to climb to about 40, I think I get up to about 43,000 feet. Right here I'm at 41,000. You'll see how the contrails play once we actually get into the fight here. So you're just going to be flying along, scanning the area in front of you. The other thing in flying high altitude is if I was flying over these mountains being 45,000 feet, I could scan into all these little crevices, and if there was somebody hiding in there, I would see them and I'd be able to dive down at them and kill them, right? So that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm going to fly high. AWACS vectors me onto a Sukhoi 33, which is flown by Ghost 25. And so what I'm going to do is maintain my high altitude. Now if you remember, I also switched on my ECM. Now there's a lot of controversy and debate around how to use the ECM, but one thing we know is that if you can jam him correctly, he'll get your azimuth or the bearing at which you're at, but he won't be able to tell your altitude until he burns through your ECM, okay, which generally happens at about 22 nautical miles, generally speaking, okay? 22 nautical miles, that's burned through. So as long as you're in front of 22 nautical miles, as long as you're longer than 22 nautical miles, he shouldn't be able to tell your altitude, which is what I want, right? I want him to not know exactly what altitude to be scanning at. Although his AWACS may call me out, that depends if he's listening to his AWACS or not, right? So so here I am, my AWACS has vectored me onto him, I'm picking him up, I got my ECM on, so he knows my general direction because it'll show up on his radar screen, but he won't be able to tell my altitude. And if he's not listening to his AWACS, then he's going to have trouble finding me. So I'm not entirely sure what he did here, but this is why I lost lock on him. He did some weird thing. It looks like a falling leaf or something. Not really sure what's going on. And it looks like he recovers just before he hits the ground. I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but I lost lock on him in that situation. And I'm getting a little bit nervous here because I'm closing in and I'm not sure where he is, right? But the fact is I'm not going to commit. And the reason I'm not going to commit is because if I drop my altitude, I'm going to fall into contrail height. And I know there's a Russian down there, right? As soon as I start contrailing, he's going to see me and he's going to kill me. Okay, he can turn off his radar and even come around and kill me from behind. Okay, and I won't even see it coming. So what I'm going to do is commit and maintain my altitude at 20,000 feet. Now at this point, I reduce my altitude a little bit. You can see it here. And I actually end up contrailing for fractions of seconds, right? And all he has to do is look back and see it. And I'm basically dead. So that being said, I'm like, alright, I contrailed for a little bit. I know the general area which he is, so I was thinking like, we're just going to have to get down there. You know, it is what it is. My best chance at this point is to get down with him and try to kill him. If I don't manage that, he knows where I am because of the contrails I just left. Okay, so my best chance right now is to get down there, either kill him or just drop my altitude. Alright, so this is where you see me committing. And just when I thought I had him, I lost him. And this is the part where I'm deciding that, okay, you know, I'm going to have to get down there. It is what it is. My altitude here was just about 39,000 feet. So I'm contrailing. So, you know, I'm going to have to dive down there. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the situation is, but I knew he had turned around, which again was very concerning. But for some reason, he didn't know that I was high altitude. So he kept... he stayed low looking for me. Now I'm coming down. I get lucky that I come down kind of behind him because he has to look back and above. Like, look, he has to look directly above him and slightly to the left to see my contrails. And this, pretend that this is a contrail. This is exactly what it would have looked like. Okay, as I come down. Now I don't know where he is, and I'm just coming down. I got automatic acquisition mode on because I know we're close, and I'm hoping that my radar is just going to be able to pick him up. Now that's not what happens. I don't get him, and at this point I'm thinking like, you know, maybe he like crashed into a mountainside or something. I don't know where he is. I was thinking that in the back of my mind, you know. And as I'm doing that, AWACS calls out a target. I think the separation was 6 nautical miles. So I start turning around on him. Let's hit labels back on here. And so he's looking for me, clearly. We're about co-altitude at this point. AWACS is going to call him out, so I'm going to start turning. I had him locked up. I got him on radar, right? That's what this little blue line is. And I immediately fire this Fox 3. Now notice how I'm not even pointing at him, right? Which means this missile is going to have to take a big turn and it's going to bleed a lot of energy, but we're close. Our separation is 3.8 nautical miles. This missile should still be able to hit. Even if it doesn't hit, I just want to freak him out, right? That's the other thing. I just want to scare him a little bit. I want that missile to set off his RWR, freak him out so that he can't get his nose around. And as I do that, as that missile keeps him defensive, I take that time to get my nose onto him. And I'm going to fire off a second missile just in case that first one maybe didn't manage to turn in. I didn't know what was going on with it, but it still hits. And it's a good thing I fired the second one because the first one doesn't actually kill him. It just messes him up really good. And the second one is what kills him. Alright, so there's that. So that was a little bit of speaking about coming in high altitude, finding your target, vectoring onto them, what to do regarding contrails. Contrail altitude is going to change based on the temperature of the day. So if the temperature is colder, contrails will start lower and they may even go a little bit higher. Okay, you may have to climb to like 42,000 feet if it's a cold day, I believe. Below 0 degrees into the -1, -2, you're probably going to have to get up there to get out of the contrails. So keep that in mind. That's generally how I fly with American stuff. When it comes to Russians, it's a whole different tactic. He did well. His strategy was decent up until the point where he didn't scan up, right? That's why I generally fly high. A lot of people really aren't scanning up at 45,000 feet. So especially if you have like ECM on, they have no idea where to look for you, you know. So That's how to use the ECM. We use contrails a little bit. We talked about that. You got to be really careful with contrails. Okay, I can't stress that enough. It'll get you killed. Alright guys, so that's the video for today. I hope you found it interesting, at least entertaining. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.